This is Brandon Cutler from AEW, and you're watching Cole TV!
Greetings and salutations, everybody. It's Xlj the Og, and welcome to our very special NXT Deadline reaction show. And it is the last major professional wrestling show of the year. And oh my, what a year it has been. What a day it's been. Earlier we had Ring of Honor's Final Battle. And now we're getting ready for Deadline. I say I've been getting into these NXT shows here these past couple times. They've had a special. And this one's a good one too. Like the two Ultimate Survivor matches, or whatever the hell they're calling them, seem intriguing. Your main event, Apollo Crews and Braun Baker, that'll be a classic. That'll be a fun one. Big meaty men slapping big meaty men. And then we've got, how about the New Day showing up, going for the NXT Tag Titles against Pretty Deadly. Hopefully, not going to have as many streaming issues like I had earlier today with Final Battle. And if you've seen that reaction show, you know. So I find the interesting thing about this Iron Survivor Challenge is, like, I feel like, anybody remember back in the day, like, they had that Unforgiven in, like, 2007, maybe? And it was like, or maybe it's 2008, I don't know. But it was like they had the two scramble matches for the WWE and the world title. And it was just like, whoever had the last pinfall was the rule. Not the most, but the last pinfall after like 25 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that would be the winner. Kind of seems like the same concept, but The interesting thing, yeah, so it's like 25-minute time limit. There's 2 start the match. And then every 5 minutes thereafter, somebody new comes out. So pretty much once you get to the 15-minute time limit, that's when everybody's out. So the last person coming out's got 10 minutes pretty much to get the wins. Honestly, I feel like the person who comes out last is at a disadvantage because they don't have, 15 minutes of the match that they're not able to get pinfalls. Now, if it was just having the last pinfall, then it would be a big advantage. But it's interesting because it's like not going to, like, the endurance isn't going to kill him, but it's going to kill him just not being in the match. So, I don't know. And it looks like Roxanne Perez is the first woman out. So it's going to start with Zoe Stark. I will say this, one thing that NXT really needs to change, he's not a bad color commentator, but he just doesn't work in NXT, is Booker T, man. Need to get somebody different. Pretty solid chain wrestling to start this off. So our next entrant, let's see who it's going to be. Kiana James. I gotta be honest, I don't know a whole lot about this girl. So, Zoe picks up the first pinfall. She gets a point. Roxanne has to go to the penalty box. Cora Jade, of course, coming out and taunting. Taunting her arch rival Roxanne, who's now in the penalty box. But yeah, Cora Jade's out next. So essentially, Cora Jade is a bitch. If you watch BoJack Horseman, you get that reference. Now, Roxanne is out of the box. And here she comes against her arch rival, Cora Jade. Oh, Cora Jade just scored a point. Now the Kiana goes to the penalty box. Going for an Indian Deathlock? Wow, I haven't seen an Indian Deathlock in years. Such an underutilized move, man. I don't understand why wrestlers don't use it more often. So, Indy Hartwell's getting ready to come out. Oh my goodness, Clay. You just want to be the center of attention, don't you, Clay?
I want people to know that I'm the best.
I know. I think they know. Indy Hartwell just got a pin and a point. So now we've got Cora's got a point, Indy's got a point, and Zoe's got a point. So Kiana and Roxanne still to get on the board, and we got 9 minutes left in this match. God.
Most of the time it's like, what the fuck is he talking
I
about?
don't know if I can get through another 2 hours or whatever it is of Booker T talking. And it's just so fucking annoying. Roxanne's on the board now. So it's a 4-way tie right now. Kiana's the only one that hasn't got a pinfall. I like, too, the psychology of this where it's like now she's feeling like she's got to rush to get a pinfall because she's got literally 6 minutes. And now, Clay is so jealous he's throwing around his fucking toys. You are the most attention-seeking dog I think I've ever known, Clay. Oh, Roxanne just pinned her arch rival and now has 2 points, so she is leading this matchup at less than 30 seconds. Oh, Spanish Fly. It's over. Roxanne wins. Roxanne! That was a good opener. Good. I like the match. Tip my hat. Good opener. All 5 of them did a great job. So every time I see Alba Fire, I just expect Stevie Boy to come out and be like, yeah. If you watch ICW back in the day, you get that. Menja. A battle of the Minges up next. Okay, so Alba Fire had this match on, but apparently Don put a Papa Shango voodoo curse on the referee and he has bile coming out of his mouth. What the fuck? And Don picks up the win. That was an alright match. We just got a commercial for Tribute of the Troops. If you watch our channel, you know Mr. B-Roll and I was actually there as they filmed it in Indianapolis. But, yeah. Alright, NXT Tag titles on the line next. The New Day against Pretty Deadly. This should be interesting. Okay. They just did an Eddie Guerrero spot where all 4 of them were throwing the belts at each other and acting like they got hit with the belt. Pretty funny. Can't say I've seen that in a tag match, I don't think. Now they all... it's pretty funny. This is a fun matchup, by the way. Wow, the New Day. The New Day just won the NXT Tag Team Championships. I kind of didn't see it coming, but good for them, man. Triple Crown Champions. They've won all the Tag Team Champions there can be won in the WWE. Alright, after that celebration from the New Day, it is now time for the men's Iron Survivor matchup, and we're kicking it off with a JD McDonough and Axiom? I don't know anything about this guy other than I've heard about the entrance is kind of crazy, which I'm seeing.
What the hell is an Axiom?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. What the fuck is an Axiom? I don't know. I've only heard about this guy. I think it's something to do with like a math. Isn't that a math term? Oh my god.
Booker, shut the fuck
Like,
up.
that's the #1 thing that's got to be changed in NXT. We got to get Booker out of there, man. I don't know how I feel about this Axiom gimmick, man. The guy's athletic. I mean, the gimmick, I don't know. It seems too WWF 1990s for me. He's going to use math. He's going to mathematically beat your ass. Like, what? Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System, motherfucker? Oh my god, he hits him with the quadratic equation. That's the finish, folks. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. Alright, 10 seconds to the next entry. So both McDonough and Axiom have to go back to the penalty. Have to go to the penalty box. Waller and Hayes. 3-way tie between Grayson Waller, Axiom, and Joe Gacy. That was nasty looking. McDonough, like, pulling Axiom off the apron and hitting him with, like, a back body drop. Oh! McDonough had the most momentum there. To get the pinfalls, and they took it away from him by breaking up the pin. This is great, man. I feel like this is going to go, like, to a draw or something. Or somehow miraculously, JD McDonough is going to get 3 pinfalls in, like, 90 seconds. Okay, so they just answered the question. If they have a tie, it goes sudden death. So that's whoever gets the pinfall, obviously. Okay, now that I know this, there's 60 seconds. I feel like McDonough is about to get 2 pinfalls. I feel like it's going to go sudden death with all 5 of them. And McDonough's going to end up winning the match. Oh, Grayson Waller just got a pinfall. He is literally less than 30 seconds away from winning this. This is interesting. Yeah, because he goes to the penalty box, so Waller, very interesting defense here. Waller's going to win this, I think. Yeah. Grayson Waller picks up the win. Chip at the cap. It's like, I want to know how many times Axiom got pinned. Jesus. He's drinking the beer out of his shoe. Like, wasn't that like a Conor McGregor thing or something? Or one of those international UFC fighters. Alright, folks, so here we go. It is main event time. Your NXT Championship. Braun Breaker is defending against Apollo Crews. I will say this, out of the ones that's challenged for the NXT Championship this year against Braun, this is the one where I'm like, I could see him getting beat. I want to say this too, I do enjoy the vignettes they did with Apollo Crews and Braun Breaker. Like, especially them, like, you know, having breakfast and then going fishing and stuff. It's interesting. But this should be a slobber knocker of a match, if you will. Man, Apollo Crews has come very close several times in this matchup so far. It's been a great matchup. I love, like, how Apollo is showing him, like, his facials. It's like he's about to snap or something, you know? That may be it. Oh, Breaker with the spear. Out of nowhere, Breaker retains the championship. Apollo looked really good that match. Man, he came close several times. Grayson Waller comes out. That's going to be an interesting feud. And I feel like Grayson Waller is finally due to be like that guy. The next NXT champion. NXT Deadline has gone off the air. It was a fun show. I liked it. Definitely the Iron Survivor Challenge matches were the most intriguing on the show by far. I was a fan of both matches. Matter of fact, that was probably my favorite matches on the card, honestly. I loved both the women's and the men's. So I thought they were booked really good. Especially with the finishes, because sometimes you can get pretty predictable with that. And obviously this is going to be a match they're going to have yearly, I would assume. So, you know, you got a legacy there to consider. But yeah, I thought the finishes worked pretty good for both matches. Especially with, like, Grayson Waller doing, like, the chicken shit heel thing, running around and stuff. So let's just run her down here. So you kicked off with the women's Iron Survivor matchup. And Roxanne picking up the win. I had predicted her. So, you know, thought a good babyface could win it, and lo and behold, she did. So, we're getting Roxanne and Mandy Rose, and Roxanne very well has got a hell of a shot of being the one to dethrone Mandy Rose of her title reign. But, yeah, it was a good way to start the show. Really surprised they went back-to-back female matches. But next up, we've got Xlj the Og against All But Fire. This has been kind of brewing for a little while. It was a decent matchup. Wasn't bad. I didn't care for the finish, honestly. I get the finish because of her character, and she's into the voodoo or whatever the fuck. But, I mean, it was interesting to see, I suppose, but still, it's kind of like, But Xlj the Og picking up the win. From there, we go to the tag team match. Pretty Deadly against the New Day, which I thought this was a fun matchup. I enjoyed watching this. There were some really fun spots in it that was pretty cool. But, your boys, the New Day, picking up the win, man. How big was that? Now they are Triple Crown Tag Team Champions in WWE. Didn't expect that, but a pretty cool stat nonetheless. So congratulations to the New Day. And from there, we're going to the Men's Iron Challenge. I would love to get a final count of how many damn times Axiom was pinned in this match. It's like, geez. Coming down to the wire, I thought it was going to go into overtime there. But then Grayson Waller picking up the win. Like I say, the finish of that was great. All 5 of those guys was awesome. Gacy's awesome. Fun to watch. Grayson Waller, future superstar. Axiom's good in the ring and stuff, but the character, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. But that was a fun one. And then we go to our main event. Braun Breaker and Apollo Crews. Which I really like the storytelling in this matchup with Apollo Crews kind of coming along and just the frustration he was showing there and just him coming so close to winning the belt. Like, this obviously has been haunting him, I think, his entire career, you know, that type of storyline, if you will. And Braun ends up retaining, and then Grayson Waller coming out at the end and hits his finish on Braun, and obviously we're going to get Braun Breaker and Grayson Waller on down the road. And I think, honestly, like, to me, Grayson Waller makes the most sense of being the guy if he beats Braun Breaker. But I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen. Braun may have an even longer reign. Who knows what Papa H has planned. But all in all, I thought Deadline was a fun show, and they had a big challenge following right up after Final Battle. I still, if you're going to ask me like the best match if you're going to ask me the best match I watched this day, it was that dog collar match. But I really enjoyed the Iron Survivor matches on this show, and I think they're pretty cool concepts. I'm excited to see the next ones. And the title match, the main event, was really good with Apollo and Braun Breaker. But yeah, overall, NXT Deadline was a good show, and that is going to put a wrap on this year's major premium live, but I'm not saying it, folks, pay-per-view events. That's going to be a wrap on all the pay-per-view events this year in wrestling. Man, what a year it's been. It's like, it's weird because it feels like it's been super duper long, but at the same time, it's like amazing the amount of shows that's come within this year. You know, your Royal Rumbles, your 2-day WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom, the Forbidden Door show, the 4 AEW shows, Clash at the Castle, SummerSlam. I mean, the list just goes on and on. But it's been a great year, and the biggest winners are us wrestling fans. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this NXT Deadline reaction show. I hope you've enjoyed, and as always, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, I'm Xlj the OG. I'll see you around.